Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, Pokemon Leaks, Pokemon Legends EA, Pokemon Mount Rushmore, and a mailbag that's, I don't know if that's about Pokemon, actually. And that's actually not even this week. What am I talking about? That's from last time. There's no mailbag. Shut up. I didn't say that. You did. Jeff, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. I mean, honestly, relatively speaking, might be doing better than you. Can't tell, though. We'll find
Maybe.
out.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
What? Even on a day for Mikey's?
Even on maybe a day for Mikey's. I'm not going to go out there on a limb and say it's a day for Jeffrey's, but it's, it's at least, we're equivalent, I believe.
It might, yeah, it's not too many days for Jeffrey's. No offense.
I completely agree.
I don't know about that.
You know what? I did say this in the Bombcast. There was a week for Jeffrey's because Jeff's got into that rooftop movie for free at the Alamo Draft House, which I thought was a fun bit. That's a good bit. I like that quite a bit. Just because I have heard my name Jeff so many times in my life now.
Of course.
And it's not my favorite. Like, I definitely prefer Grubb, you're a scrub. That's fun. That's a good time every time. My name is Jeff. That's just a movie quote. There's just not as much juice there.
I did really like that movie, by the way. I think it's worth seeing.
Yeah, I was happy to hear you say that. I did not know what to expect from it. I like Channing Tatum, so yeah, I'll probably check it out. Probably once it's at home, though. I'm not going to be able to get to the theaters anytime soon.
Which one is that one?
Roofman's one with Channing Tatum as the guy who escaped from jail and lived in a Toys R Us secretly for a long time.
Oh, I didn't even know the premise. That's fantastic.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, so it was good. Surprisingly, a lot of like romance in it, actually, but well done. Yeah, it's like not just a straight up comedy. It's definitely funny at times. And like I said, Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures plays a role in the movie, which I found very fun.
It's a period piece, early 2000s. You said, is that?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
based on a true story?
Do they still have? And it's a Toys R Us. So do they still have the cards, the paper pamphlets,
the tickets? No,
tickets?
This is well past tickets.
Okay, I couldn't remember when tickets were gone.
Tickets were NES and Genesis, Super Nintendo. They're still doing tickets. I don't think.
I feel like I had tickets for
concern.
I feel like I had tickets for N64, Mike, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be.
You
wrong.
might have actually. Maybe PlayStation N64. You might have still had the tickets.
Anything after that,
GameCube?
I don't know, and I don't think so for GameCube, but definitely for N64. Well, not definitely. I think for N64, I had tickets.
There's definitely a point where Toys R Us was not the first place I was going to for video games.
He said the name of the movie like 5 times, Christian. Roofman. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Get his ass! Oh, wow, there's no mailbag, I said. There's no mailbag.
I just go into that mode when you say get him. You know me. I'm sorry.
For audio listeners who maybe don't know why you randomly yelled at Chris, Christian said in chat, I tried to get them to say the name of the movie.
It just doesn't sound like the name of a movie. That's what happened there.
It does.
Yeah.
To be clear, to be fair, you did call it Rooftop.
Oh, that was my bad. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I definitely called it the wrong thing.
Maybe, great. Now I want to go back and listen to see if we ever said the name of them. Now I'm scared.
I'm pretty sure you said Roofman a couple of times. Yes.
I don't think you did.
Chat, did I say
okay.
Roofman?
All right. Well, we'll see. And then if we do,
I can rewind. Mikey O'Leary says.
All right, Mikey O'Leary says. The record keeper of this podcast,
yes.
Mikey O'Leary.
The referee.
Says, yeah.
But who cares about Roofman? I'm all about that Downton Abbey. I need to see only the last movie of Downton Abbey, which apparently already came out.
Abbey. Yes, it came out. Me and Steph really wanted to watch it for her birthday. It was already on home video at that point. You can watch it at home right now. Downton Abbey is delightful. I love it so much. Yeah, the movies are hit or miss, and really kind of only work if you like the show. So it's a funny bit. Like I'll be excited if you watch this.
They made 3 Downton Abbey movies.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
And this one, the lady who was like, I don't know, the dame or whatever, she's dead now, and it's the other lady's going to become the new dame.
Yeah, that bitch
I know
dead.
the last one. I don't know. I just like knowing about this franchise only through trailers, because it seemed like the plot of the last one was just the Queen's coming to visit.
Yes, and
the
Queen's coming to visit.
Queen?
And I think they were filming a movie there. Like in the movie, they were filming a movie, and that was causing a lot of stress for them.
Oh, what's the time frame?
It wasn't as much stress as when World War I happened there, Mike, to give you a time frame, in Downton Abbey, and this was during the show, not one of the movies, and they had to like turn the Downton Abbey into like an infirmary for people who are sick, and the guy who's like the head.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, it's a good show. Oh, Master Bates? You got to go find out about Master Bates, which is what me and Steph call the servant named Bates.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a good one.
Because usually things escalate for the movies, but it sounds like we went from World War I to we gotta clean this place for the Queen.
You're absolutely right. The show will occasionally have some stakes. The movies are like, we're getting these old folks out of the house. We cannot give them anything too stressful. It's got to be just kind of a chill hangout movie for the homies, and that's what all of the movies are. It's just zero stakes, almost nothing happens, and it's awesome.
Well, okay. Maybe I'm gonna see this Downton Abbey movie and decide that I'm going to get really into that whole series. I'm gonna go backwards. Is that a podcast, Downton Abbey backwards?
Downton Abbey the long ways.
Backtrack Abbey.
I would listen.
Backtrack Abbey. All right, Jeff. Pokemon leaks. It has happened again, seemingly. And there's just all this stuff out there about the future of Pokemon, including Gen 10, which supposedly are going to be called Pokemon Wind and Waves, set to be released in 2026. This will be sort of an island-focused region based on Indonesia and Southeast Asia. There'll be a bit more survival game mechanics in it, supposedly. The leaks include things like screenshots. I'm looking at one right now. It's hard to see, screenshots are an easy thing to fake these days, especially. It looks noticeably prettier than, say, Scarlet and Violet. Like, this is kind of like a jungle setting I'm looking at right now. A lot more foliage, a lot denser. Now, we are certainly hoping for some kind of upgrade in graphics, especially after Scarlet and Violet. Yeah. We're so disappointing in that department. And, even Pokemon Legends EA is catching some flack for the graphics. We'll talk about reviews for that today. Also came out today. But there's others. There's just all sorts of stuff in these leaks, including the budgets of these games. It turns out making a Pokemon game, not very expensive, will cost you $20 million or less. And these are games that are making a ton of money. So it kind of makes the whole, how these games look really rough thing a bit more insulting, because it's just so clear it is a matter of just not giving them time and money, something that Nintendo could do, Pokemon Company could do, but they don't, because releasing a Pokemon game every year gives you a lot of moolah. There's even some kind of stuff here maybe about remakes, but nothing till after 2028. There's even stuff in here about the next Legends game potentially taking place in the Galar region, which is the Sword and Shield region, if I can remember correctly. What's your take on all of this, Jeff? Do you think this stuff is real? What's going on here?
Yeah, I think the bulk of it's probably real. Like I said earlier today, I think there's a chance that because there is so much information, some fake stuff could be getting peppered in or whatever. But based on, I think there's a lot of people who have a pretty keen eye on these things now and have been looking at a lot of info in this leak and seeing just how much there is of it and the quality of the things that are leaking in terms of like, okay, this could be fake, but it would take a long time to fake it, and there's a lot of it. So that kind of leads people to mostly believe that the things that we are seeing are legitimate for the most part. And, it's hard for me to like even pay attention to what's going on like officially with Pokemon that has been publicly announced, because it's just like a series that I'll check in on when I feel like it. And there are plenty of people out there who are into Pokemon that can kind of cover that stuff, and I'll just kind of look and see what they're saying. And when I do that here, people are, I think the big questions still are unanswered. Like, hey, are they going to really take the time to make those next Pokemon games better in a way that we've been begging them to do? And that answer's not in here, although maybe some of these things are gesturing toward the possibility, that MMO thing or whatever it's going to end up being, the MMO-like thing. That's definitely something people have been asking for a very long time. I guess my hesitation there would be, it's probably not worth getting your hopes up that it's going to be the game of your dreams. If you're someone who's been asking them to do an online Pokemon game your entire life, it'll probably be reduced in some way just because the budgets of these games, like, they're not suddenly going to go from $20 million a game to $80 million a game, right? If they're gonna if they're gonna start increasing their budgets, it's gonna be $5 million here, $10 million there.
It's not like even if you double the budget, like a Pokemon game costs $40 million, so it's gonna look twice as good necessarily, right? Right.
A lot of that is just like hiring people and bringing people on board, and they're not gonna like change the way they do things so dramatically that suddenly now they have 40 artists living in Los Angeles that cost them that much extra money. Yes, it's like, it's not obvious the way that these things could just instantly improve, other than take more time and let the people who are doing the work have those resources and see where it goes. But overall, it's like, okay, some of this stuff is exciting at the very least. And it's also sounds very much like the Pokemon Company, relatively safe. A lot of stuff kind of dabbling in things they've done before or remixing on what they've done before. And so, yeah, that makes it even easier to believe that this stuff is real.
But what I find kind of funny about all this is Pokemon is one of the least interesting franchises to get leaks for in a lot of ways. I'm sure that the Pokemon diehards disagree because, like, this info is super juicy. But it's like, they are going to make a new Pokemon game, and then they're going to make another Legends game. Yep. It's, like, oh, wow, I'm shocked. But, some of the stuff, like the budgets, there's even some, like, stuff out there that seems a bit more gossipy about why, like Junichi Masuda was banned from directing the games after Black and White. And again, I don't know if I read that. And again, this sounds a little tabloidy to get into that, but this information is flying out there also. So, yeah, it's all sorts of weird stuff with this. I mean, the idea of taking the next mainline games to like a Southeast Asia or whatever
I love that
area. Yeah, seems good. I don't really understand what they mean by survival mechanics. I don't necessarily know if that's
Sean's here. Sean was saying that the last one had some survival stuff that he was... Yeah, just explain yourself, Sean, because I don't know if I understood necessarily.
Legends Arceus is, at least in my head, what a survival game is. You gather materials, you do crafting, you build up your base, you can go on a pre-designated path or go off the path and get in a lot of trouble and get in danger and potentially die. Your human character can die in that game. Like, for all intents and purposes, Legends Arceus was a survival game. Like, I don't know what more you would be looking at to fulfill that role.
I never thought of it as that while playing it. I mean, it does have some of those elements. But like, part of me, like, was there crafting in the game? I'm sure there was, but it just wasn't the thing that stuck with me.
You get a little crafting kit that you need to use in order to craft like potions and stuff. Yeah. And there's a crafting bench that you can use to do stuff and everything. Yeah.
Was there a base building? I thought you just like had
as you do missions, because that's the entire point, is that Jubilife City is, a city that's very important to Diamond and Pearl, and you're in the Diamond and Pearl region in Arceus, and so it's being built up over time. And so as you do missions and stuff, the various what would you call it, facilities of Jubilife City get a little bit better. They just get a few more things and stuff, and also you do literally set up camp when you're out in the wild.
Yeah, to me this sounds like about right, because it's like, I think if Pokemon takes any of these things from other genres, it is in this sort of way where it's like very light touch, a very diet version of survival game. And because we're reading it here, I think we're like imagining something else, but I think it would always kind of be, we'll take those elements and it's still like 99% Pokemon and then one part something else over here.
It's what very much makes it in line with the Nintendo philosophy of we're not going to just straight up rip off what our people are doing.
Right.
We're going to take the elements that we think make for a fun video game and incorporate that into our style. Something like, say, Splatoon, where Nintendo was never just going to make a Call of Duty competitor. But, these Squid Kid things, it's very bright and colorful. That fits Nintendo. That's their online shooter. That's kind of what Pokemon does when they do something like, sometimes they go more in depth, like, say, a mystery dungeon or something very on knows, like a themed pinball game or something like that. But for the most part, yeah, they're just bringing in elements, not necessarily taking on the genre as a whole.
Now, Sean, while you're here, is anything else interesting that you find about these leaks as a big Pokemon fan?
No, it's funny as you were saying. Like you were saying, I'm sure some of the big Pokemon fans were like getting into the juicy details. I think some of them are like me. Of we like the series so much, and it is a thing that brings us joy that we just don't look at a lot of the leaks because it's like, well,
there's probably going to be ZNA leaks in there. There are ZNA leaks in there. ZNA.
Yeah, that was the big thing that got me to like turn an eye at the very beginning, is because I was just in a Twitch chat, watching someone who streams Pokemon, and someone brought up, hey, by the way, there's ZA spoilers coming out of this leak that's happening. Maybe don't look at it if you don't want ZA spoilers. I'm like, okay, cool, got it. And then, yeah, otherwise, it's I like seeing what Pokemon's doing every time. It's I'm not playing out of obligation or something. Like sometimes feel when you're playing a live service game or something like Call of Duty or whatever. I like seeing what the new Pokemon game is. I like seeing what new little critters they reveal and stuff. It's part of the fun, and so I don't necessarily want all of that to be known beforehand. But like I said on the Bombcast when we talked about this, like if it becomes news, that's when I think it's appropriate to look into it a little bit, see what's going around, and then we can have conversations like this.
All right, and then as we sort of alluded to, there are also reviews to Pokemon Legends ZA. It's got about an 82 critic average, according to Open Critic. To give you an idea, Pokemon Legends Arceus was actually an 83, so right around there. Chris Tapsel Eurogamer gave it a 3 out of 5, says Lumio City could do its work, but Pokemon Legends ZA is a much more tightly focused and delightfully goofy return to better form, at least by modern Pokemon standards. Games Radar, Catherine Lewis gave it 4 out of 5 stars, said that dream sold to us by the Pokemon anime. It's right here, clearer than it ever has been. Jordan Miller over at VGC, who is a big Pokemon
pervert
fan. A pervert says, Switch 1's limitations failed to take the shine off a Pokemon adventure that has finally aged up with the audience. And I won't even give Jordan any guff here for giving Scarlet and Violet 4 out of 5 stars, right? The important thing is that he thinks it's better than that. People seem to like it. I am curious to try this out. I liked Arceus a good amount. It certainly was my favorite of the Pokemon games of the Switch 1 era. It's funny because my favorite ones of the Switch 1 era were this, and then probably Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah.
And then the mainline ones, actually. I'm excited to see what's going on here. It's kind of, with Pokemon, sometimes the good news is just that the reviews aren't terrible. Like an 82, 83, I can work with that.
Well, I'm sorry, you might have said it, but I was actually paying attention to Sean typing in chat what we guessed for closest to the Open Critic guessing game. I did 83. You did 84, apparently. So, all right.
Ooh, I should have gone lower.
Yep. So did you say what the last, not Legends Arceus, because I know that did kind of similar to this, but what was Scarlet and Violet? Is that the last one? I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet is the actual last one. I am curious what were the reviews, because there were a lot of people who were like, yeah, it looks terrible, but still pretty fun. No, there's no way it's in the 80s. I'll say that.
Okay, but, because if it's not, then
71.
Okay, all right. So I think you're exactly right. What you were saying about it's not getting terrible reviews, that's kind of what matters for a Pokemon game. It's a little bit like a Call of Duty. It's like you just kind of don't want to see the 70s. If you're out of the 70s, anything above an 80 and 80 or above is probably pretty good for that series. And at the same time, it's not going to change anyone's mind about Pokemon, I believe. So especially if you already played Legends Arceus and kind of a good idea of what to expect here. I'm getting excited about this game. I don't know when I'm gonna have time. I'm kind of jealous of Jan taking the marathon slot for this one. It's like, oh, that'd be a fun thing to do for this game. But yeah, honestly, I love playing my Switch 2 right now, so I'll just pop it on there and play it, and kind of maybe pick it up after Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try this one. I mean, this is tomorrow. This game, or Thursday, excuse me. Even though it's a long weekend, today feels like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
tomorrow night. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, Thursday will be the first full day for this one. So excited to check it out. All right. Why don't we take a quick break? We got some super chats to look at. Then we're gonna do our Pokemon Mount Rushmore. It's Pokemans everywhere. They can't get enough of the Pokemans down at the Pokemon
Factory
land.
Pokemon
Land.
I'm just gonna fade us to black.
And we're back. Jeff, let's hear from the super chats, please.
Yeah, real quick. Scott just dropped 5 Game-esque gift subs here on YouTube. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Cody Owens, Jen, Elo, Chris, Rocky. If you guys all got that, be sure to say thank you to Scott for dropping those. And then let's go here to the top with Simon from Saskatchewan, who says, Mike, please say 5 times fast. Jiminy's chimney.
Oh, boy. I can't say chimney 5 times fast. Jiminy's chimney. Right away. Jiminy's chimney. That was bad.
I just want that last one on the soundboard. The chimney.
Not even close.
I thought it was beautiful. Mikey O'Leary says, we're safer now, but it looks like YouTube may be trying to switch back to @handles again, judging by another stream I was watching tonight.
Oh, no.
There's one thing for sure about YouTube is they don't make up their mind. It's all just, and honestly, that could just be old random bullshit in their code because it's a poorly made website. It just is. At least when we're using it. I don't know. Simon from Saskatchewan says, have you mentioned spooky game The Bagman yet? Someone might have mentioned this to me, but I don't know.
Bagman.
Yeah,
is that like Roofman?
I think that's just like rooftop. Yeah. Let's see here. The Bagman game. Okay, it's on Steam. I'll check this out and we'll see what we can do. I do want to play some spooky stuff on the website in some of these morning slots, and we'll see if we can get maybe something like this in there.
Okay, apparently Bagman was just a movie last year first, and then they made this Genesis-style game based on it, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's not even out yet.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It says to be released. Okay, interesting. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, yeah,
we're talking a little. There's this typing game that's like a battle royale. Do you see that? It's kind of spooky game. I think you should try. It's like a typing.
Okay.
Yeah.
A spooky like typing battle royale.
Yeah, you're like playing
cool.
It's multiplayer. Yeah, there's a bunch of like guys on writing tables, and like if you fucked up, a guy comes around and shoots you. So it's kind of like a battle royale. It looks cool.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, share that with me. I want to check that out. Taco Belmont says, "Why does Mike hate the Muggalos?" Is that what they're calling themselves now?
Is that it? Is that what they are? Are they putting Faygo in their mugs or something? That's the only joke I can think to make with this mashup of mugs and juggalos. That's all I got.
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
The Drum Kid 92 says, here's $5 to take new reaction photos for your thumbnails. Business owners have to look their best if they're going to work the algo. It was, I don't know how long ago now, but Mike's just like, Jeff, can you get like some new pictures? And I just recorded myself in a video, and him and Christian have been taking stills from that for years now.
But the funny thing is, I took like 6 stills from it at the time, and those were the only stills I've used, actually. We need more.
I've been looking into their goddamn Instagram to get like some face reactions for this goddamn thumbnail.
Christian, for this sort of thing, you could just tell me what to do. If you want me to go get new, just do a new video, and you can take more stuff.
We should do some ones for sure.
We should do some.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good. All right, let's see here. Icarus De Uso says, weirdly found the GB crew as a Waypoint / Remap fan through Patrick mentioning on a GMM or appearing on a GMM a year ago or so. You all have already become a key part of most of my days, and your work means the world. Pernus. I need to get Patrick back on this mornings. Thank you, Icarus. That's really awesome. We love to hear people finding us in a bunch of different ways, especially especially no matter what it is. But if you are a new listener, that's always kind of cool. It'd be like, oh, someone who has kind of joined in the last year or so. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
JD Camp says, Mike, watch Over the Garden Wall. It's 10 episodes that are 11 minutes long each. Over the Garden Wall is a fun, spooky time thing that isn't scary, but has excellent vibes for Halloween. It's very good.
Yeah, this is a Cartoon Network cartoon.
It's a classic
it looks
already.
cute.
It's already a classic. I highly recommend it.
Neat.
Tyler Courtney says, I'm 36 and still don't understand how people wipe sitting down. Mike, explain it to me like Toad. Oh, no, I don't know if I can handle that, actually.
You just gotta lean forward. Then you get the paper, you gotta fold it over a couple times, and you reach back there from the behind, and you gotta make like a scooping motion. Scoop the poop.
Eventually, Discord did not like it anymore. It was blocking your voice. Okay. You're like, well, this isn't human language. All right, well, fantastic. JD, did you say scoop to poop? Never mind. Let's see. Allie Miracle says, if your Pokemon leaks, you should take it to the nearest Pokemon Center. Oh, okay, I see what we're doing. We're doing jokes here in the super chats. Thank you, Allie Miracle. Rich Snyder says, Golfer Jeff would like to battle. Golfer Jeff sends out Tokoto.
I like it.
All right, so let's see here. We got Scott's 5 gift memberships. Thank you again for that. Screaming Madden says, have you two seen the Rolling Stones top 20 top 20 NES games? Could we get a reaction from y'all? Peebus. What do you want to do here, Mike? You want to do it?
Let's do a reaction to it all. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, so they say the 20th best NES game of all time is Tecmo Super Bowl.
Okay, I like that. That's a good one.
That's a good one. 19 is Bionic Commando. Bionic Commando seems like a pretty good 19th best Nintendo game, actually.
Yeah, I could see it making my top 25, yeah.
Blaster Master at 18. Yeah, I like Blaster Master. The biggest problem with Blaster Master, it's so big. It's such a... You need a Nintendo Power Map game, right?
Right, but it's like, for that era, I would never hold that against it.
Yeah. 17 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. This game rules. Mm-hmm. Probably the best beat 'em up on the system. Unless I bet River City Ransom's going to be higher than this as we continue going. Number 16 is Excite Bike. There you go, Jeff. You're a big Excite Bike guy.
Yeah, that's a good game once you've realized how to play it, which is it has some weird quirks to it, but it's awesome.
15 is Super Dodgeball. So yeah, that's a quintessential one. Be Still My Heart. Number 14 is Star Tropics.
Okay. This is a pretty good list.
I'm definitely gonna get to the end here and have a problem. I guarantee you my issue right now is going to be that they're only going to do one Mega Man game, and it's going to be Mega Man 2. Yes, right? So the idea that Mega Man 3 is not a top 20 NES game as well is going to be upsetting to me. Sure. But maybe I'll be surprised. Number 13 is RC Pro Am. I don't even back then, Jeff. I had a thing with isometric racing games. I was just couldn't get into it, but this is a classic. People love it. It's rare.
I loved it in the moment. It was like such a weird thing, and then it's one of those ones I love going back to. I'll boot up Rare Replay and play this every time.
Number 12. This is some validation for me if you've been listening to this show for a while. Duck Hunt. It's a good video game.
Duck Hunt's a good game. Yes, I think Wii Sports is even better, but yeah, it's good.
Ooh, 11 is Life Force, also known as Salamander in Japan.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we just got that collection of these games.
Yeah, we did a quick look when we saw a Salamander game. So yeah, there you go.
Okay, so now we're in the top 10. Number 10 is Punch Out. Are you happy it's here, or do you think this is too low for Punch Out?
Yeah, that's too low for me personally. I see how it ends up at number 10 on like a list like this, but even then, it should be a top 5 game.
There better be DuckTales in this top 10. Number 9 is Dragon Quest III, The Seeds of Salvation. That is correct. That is the best. That's probably the best 8-bit RPG of that generation. Maybe Final Fantasy 1 is better, but yeah, Dragon Quest III is fantastic.
Do you think a Final Fantasy is going to be on the list?
I bet they could put Final Fantasy 1 on here at some point, but we'll see. Number 8 is Contra. Yeah, Contra, of course.
Contra's excellent.
Classic.
Yeah, a really good
Super C, very good, but I would take Contra 1 over it. Number 7 is Metroid, which I almost like Metroid should be in the top 20. I don't know if it needs to be in the top 10 for NES, to be honest.
Yep, I think a top 20 placement is completely fine. This is a little high for Metroid 1. Good game.
Number 6 is Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. Yeah. I could even maybe take the original over it, but Castlevania 3 is incredible. You have to have a Castlevania on here. Super good stuff. Number 5 is Ninja Gaiden. I would take a Castlevania over a Ninja Gaiden, but Ninja Gaiden, very good game, of course.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden was definitely my game, so yeah, happy to see it here.
All right, so what are we? I feel like they are doing a one game per franchise thing here. Else the rest of this list is just going to be Mario's and Zelda's.
Yeah. So I do wonder what they'll go with at number 1, but I guess they'll probably go Super Mario Brothers 3 for number 1.
They'll go Mario 3 or maybe Legend of Zelda 1, but
yes,
I'm
Legend of Zelda would be my
3.
other guess. Yes.
We still have to get a Mega Man game here. And,
There's clearly going to be a Mega Man game if it wasn't at this point. Yeah.
Number 4 is Legend of Zelda, the first one.
Okay.
So I think that's a decent spot for it.
Sure.
I mean, in my list, it wouldn't even be that high, but yeah, obviously a classic.
For
great
me,
game.
these days, after replaying it like 3 times in like the last 10 years, it's like number 2 for me now. And well, it's like it's probably number 3 actually. But God, I love that game.
I'm predicting I'm going to be most upset about the lack of DuckTales on this at this point.
I don't think DuckTales is going to make it now.
Number 3 is just Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Now, Jeff, we are approaching the possibility.
Yes.
2 slots left that there's not a Mega Man game on this list, and I will actually get kind of mad.
Okay. It's been a good list, so I think that should make that should make it hurt more. I think that
I want you to know it'll immediately become a bad list.
No, yeah, no. I will back you on that. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, number 2 is Mega Man 2. Okay, well.
Little baby piss pants couldn't wait one more game.
Now, they did do the thing I predicted. It's going to be Mega Man 2 instead of Mega Man 3, whatever. Mega Man 2 is also an amazing game. And yes, actually, a Mega Man game is number 2 on my list also. Actually, Mega Man 2 is my second favorite NES game. It's after Mega Man 3 at number 1. So, yeah. I'm curious.
I'm blanking on what one could be.
I wonder if it is. I wonder. I wonder if maybe they're just gonna. Maybe it only seems like it's a rule that's one game per franchise, and all of a sudden here they're gonna be like, it's Mario 3.
Yeah, and like
at this point,
Mario can kind of even break that rule a little bit on the NES if that's what they're doing.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe it is Final Fantasy. Let's see, number 1. Hey, number 1 is Super Mario Brothers 3.
Okay,
so there you go.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, so yeah, it's the. I feel like it's one of those things where it wasn't a hard rule, but then they're like, well, come on, we have to have Mario 3 and Mario 1 on there.
Yeah, fair. I get it.
Is Mario 3 your number 1 NES game?
Yeah, probably. I think, you get a little bit of, NES was such a huge part of my life for so long that you kind of like want to be a little bit outside the mainstream and be kind of like a too cool for school kind of guy and be like, oh, Mario 3, everyone loves that. It's the best game on NES. It is.
This is a pretty good list. I think DuckTales is a little wild. I don't know. It's like that's the only one. Like Little Nemo's great. I'm not mad Little Nemo's on this list. I think DuckTales not being on here is a little crazy to me. But I would swap out like that Mega Man for a different one.
Sure.
But I get it.
Yeah, there's some around like 17, 18, 19, 20 where it's like I can maybe like sneak Rygar in there these days. I really like Rygar a lot.
I would definitely have Kirby's Adventure in here for sure.
Yeah.
And like at this point, if we're doing 2 Marios, like Mario 2 is so different and cool. I mean, I think I want Mario Man.
But, hey, really good list for a console that has more good games than these days it gets credit for.
Yeah, it's not a list I think we need to fix necessarily.
No.
I'll say it's not
a good list.
Yep.
Shout out to Chris Cross, the guy who wrote it.
The rap
group. Good stuff. All right. No, from release. The next one is Samuel Ratti. It says, Mike, when are we getting that Elvira playthrough? Yeah. I don't know if we'll do a playthrough. I want to at least play that on Giant Palm at some point during all the spooky stuff. So maybe that'll be a Mega Man. Maybe I'll just find some other like spooky block to play that weird Elvira CRPG from that era that is apparently a thing and apparently well liked.
Yep.
Apparently it's like.
I'll read the super chats, Mike. Don't feel like you got to do it. It's I know that one said your name, but yeah, I read them on this show. So.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I forgot. I was talking so much from the list. I just went back to it.
I know, and you did it. And I was like, is that right? And then it took me a second.
No.
John Carson, thanks for the quality entertainment while I'm stuck in the middle.
You skipped one. Oh, you skipped one.
Oh, shit.
You skipped one. Oh, you suck.
Shit. Okay,
do you need me to do it?
I retire. Yeah, I need you to come back. No, Adam Juice says, tried the Arby's steak nugget sandwich and it tasted horrible and gave me the runs. I don't mean to blame the B&C boys, but that sounds like a skill issue to me.
Why? Yeah, I don't know about getting. Look, I actually did try these. I'm not even. People always like, Mike, there's a new Arby's menu item. You try it, and I'm always like, that's not why I love Arby's. I love Arby's because of the standbys.
I know that it seems like the gimmicks are the thing because that's what they market, but that's for the casuals. Like
it's for the normies.
It's for the normies because they need the bells and the whistles. They need something shiny. I'm happy to go in there for the classic roast beef almost every time, and I'm happy. And then sometimes I'll get mott sticks and be like, oh my God, they have mott sticks here? That's the best.
Mott sticks are amazing. Yeah. I tried just the nuggets. And as I thought, they are like, they're burnt ends. I imagine they are poor man's burnt ends, which is a thing on barbecue where you take chuck, I believe. You just kind of cube it up and prepare it like brisket burnt ends.
Sure.
So I think that's what's happening here. And I will say that for fast food burnt ends, they were surprisingly tender, and they did have some smoke flavor. They're also, I love my salt. They were very salty, even too much for me, probably to kind of help preserve them because, they're transferring things, right?
Yeah.
So I thought they were interesting to eat once, and I probably would not get them again.
Yeah, it does not sound appealing to me. And fast food steak is usually just not my jam. All right, let's do John Carson.
You hear my barbecue joke?
I did, but I feel like the only reason you asked that is because you want me to say no so you could tell it again. So, Mike, could you please tell me your barbecue joke?
Yeah, a guy was going to make a whole brisket for a party, and he's very excited about his, big centerpiece meal item, very showy, put on a smoker very early in the day. But, they take a long time. It wasn't coming up to temp. So even by the time people were at the party, it wasn't ready yet. And people were getting hungry. Like, hey, is it ready? He's like, no, not yet. Doesn't want to rush it. It's fine. So finally, it kind of gets the temp. He pulls it off, and he's cutting the lean meat. Right, briskets have two muscles. There's the lean meat and there's the fatty meat. And everyone's like, okay, we're gonna eat soon. Well, he comes back out with another tray. He took the fatty meat, he cut it up into cubes because he's gonna make burnt ends. But that means he's got to put it back in the smoker, let the sauce tack on. So that's gonna take even longer. Everyone starts groaning. He comes out. Well, he did take the lean. He did make slices of it. So he's like, hey, here's some slices right now. So his buddy comes up, he eats a slice. He's like, I mean, it's okay. I just don't know if it was worth all of that effort and time. And his buddy who cooked it says, just you wait. The ends will justify the leans.
I like that you even put a little bit of a little flair in there with the I don't think it's going to be worth it, which is a meta commentary on the joke itself, which I appreciate.
I related to the part where everybody was groaning.
Thank you for your barbecue joke, Mike. John Carson says, thanks for the quality entertainment while I'm stuck in the middle of North Carolina for work. North Carolina!
Yeah.
Here's some of my per diem. Love everything you guys do. Thanks, John. We love you too, man.
Thank you, John. Hope you're having fun in North Carolina.
Simon from Saskatchewan says, Mike, want a fun, spooky watch? Try Gravity Falls.
Yeah. At some point, I should watch Gravity Falls. Bacalar loves Gravity Falls.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he also likes a regular show, and it's in that sort of vein of kind of pretty fast-paced comedy that it uses an adult rhythm for comedy. All the jokes are for everybody, but the rhythm of it is really fast-paced and really well done. So yeah, I appreciate it.
And
too.
It is Disney. So
yeah,
sure. It's part of the gimmick.
Let's see here. From Scott O'Donohoe, who says, Cleveland boys, my wife and her friend are heading up to Cleveland for a few days in November. Where do they need to go while they're in town? Mike's usually better at this than me. I'm still relatively new to all of it.
Yeah, there's a few hotspots I really like. If you go to the west side, called Ohio City, that's where Great Lakes Brewery is, which is probably our best brewery in the area. Certainly our largest one. They have a great brew pub with good food there for sure. A lot of great beers there. You can do a beer tour if you want to. Near that area, there's another brewery called Market Garden. You can check that out. Also very good. This is where 16-bit is, which is the Barcade, which is a lot of fun. Yep. All sorts of retro games. They're all on free play.
You got pens there. Drinks. You got the duck pen bowling.
Yeah. There's also a great ice cream place by there called Mitchell's, and that's also where the West Side Market is, which is this indoor kind of just market with everybody owning different stands selling all sorts of things like treats and meats. A lot of treats and meats, everybody. There's also a little, not quite a thing walking this everything else, but in that area is Porco's, which is a tiki bar that I love. So check out Porco's in that area. Then there's the Flats. That's more over by the river. This is in our area with a lot of bars and restaurants. This is where the Margaritaville is, which, joking aside, actually has a pretty nice rooftop bar, which is fun. There's a brewery there called Collision Bend, also has very good food. So if you're looking for just kind of bars and a place you can walk around, go to a bunch of different places, go there for sure. And then kind of in the middle of downtown is East 4th Street. That is where Mabel's is. That is Iron Chef Michael Simon's barbecue restaurant. That's very good. Right across the street from that, it's another brewery. I know a lot of breweries, but it's what I like to do in Cleveland, called Butcher and the Brewer, also a restaurant. They have good beer. They have maybe my favorite beer in the city. It's called an albino stout. It's a white stout. It's got a very, very good flavor. There's the touristy things like you could go do the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's not crazy far away from the Flats, to give you an idea. So that's certainly worth checking out. If it's Christmas time, you can go see the Christmas Story House if you like that movie. That's a touristy thing that people like to do in that area as well.
Excellent. Let's see here. Mikey O'Leary says the walk for that joke was longer than it'd take to cook a brisket, Mike. So there you go.
Untrue. That takes much longer. I can tell you, I've done it.
El Grug says brisket for Game Mess Hall of Fame. Yeah, we could add some meats to the Hall of Fame here when we get around to doing another round of that.
Exactly.
It's probably overdue at this point. Okay, that does it for the super chats, Mike. Back over to you.
Sorry, I think Daniel accidentally deleted somebody's message that was up for review, and it wasn't supposed to be deleted. So don't think you did anything wrong. All right, let's take one more. Well, not one more. Let's take another break. We'll come back. We'll do this Mount Rushmore of Pokemon games. It'll be fun. I said the ends justify the leans.
Oh, okay.
The burnt ends justify the lean cut of the meat that's not as juicy or tender.
After you retelling it 5 times during the break, I think I understand it now.
Okay, I just want to make sure. You're still not laughing, so I'm not sure if you get it.
Oh, no, there was a chuckle there in the third one. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I must have missed it. All right.
Well, you were laughing so hard.
Yeah. That's what I was laughing at myself too much. Self-congratulatory. Let's do a Mount Rushmore of Pokemon games. I think this one could be interesting. Now, what do we mean, Jeff? Are we talking all Pokemon games, just mainline, including spinoffs, including everything?
I think we should include spinoffs, and I also think we should admit that they have a tough road to hoe to get onto this list. We'll see. But I think it's worth considering anything that is a Pokemon game.
And I'll say right now, I want us to maybe come up with some stuff here, and then let's ask Sean to check our homework.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to get shot in the street, so that's a good idea.
I like it.
Okay.
All right, then. I think, Jeff,
can I go first? Because I want the easy one.
Go ahead, buddy.
I think Pokemon Red and Blue.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that's not what you were going to say.
What's your reasoning?
What's the one I played?
Explain yourself.
Yeah, I played that game. Yeah. Hey, it's Pokemon. That's where it all started. It's important. George Washington and all that. I think that one is obviously a lock.
Yeah. Boy, I was there, Gandalf.
Yep.
I was so into it from the very beginning. I was 12. I was just such a perfect age. Absolutely took over my life, and it's what I became obsessed with the card game and the anime for a while there. But Pokemon Red, I would just play so much of that, even like while they're beating it. I was never somebody who cared about getting all 151 Pokemon, but I would always do things like I'm just gonna go catch a Golem and level it up to 99 for fun, stuff like that. I just found ways to keep myself entertained with that one. Okay, I actually do think Gold and Silver, even though it's the very next one, really need to be considered as well, because it really was. It might be peak Pokemon still, and obviously we have the remakes of them that are even a little bit better. But you could just still go back to Gold and Silver, and there are so many improvements from that base game. That world is huge. The whole post game with going back to the map from the previous game is super neat. Tons of great new Pokemon. Even today I complain about the Pokemon designs these days, but Gold and Silver, it was still really good. Lugia is still maybe the best overall Pokemon design. I love the way that weird bird looks. There's something about him that's just monstrous but majestic, super cool looking. Legendary dogs were neat. Very good starters still. Just an incredible adventure. Day-night cycle with my Pokemon. Can you believe it?
I cannot.
So Gold and Silver are incredible also.
All right, I'm writing down here. I'm getting the sheet up there so people can see.
The first time I ever, I think, got a ROM for a game, Jeff, was like an early fan-translated ROM of Gold and Silver before it came out here. So
oh,
it took
really?
Like 2 years. Yeah. And I started up, and I very quickly was like, I don't really want to do this because
Sure.
like I can't carry this around with me, and I'm just right. Even like I was like 14, I was like, this isn't the way to do this. It was like it was weird.
I couldn't afford books, so I got a pirated copy of the 4th Harry Potter book on the Pirate Bay.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't realize it was fake until there was a real long subplot about Dursley, whatever his name, like convincing Harry Potter to watch Monty Python. I was like, this doesn't sound right.
Man, not where I thought that was going, to be honest.
The explicit gay sex scene was that made a lot of sense to me.
Not the Python I thought you were going to be talking about.
And magic wands, of course, yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a way better book than the thing she's been churning out.
Yeah, I kind of want to track that down again, see if I can still find it somewhere. That'd be great. All right, so we have Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Gold and Silver. From here, it's like, I don't know. I feel like we could just keep staying with mainline ones, but I'll throw out Pokemon Snap just to be like, okay, there's something else out there. I'm not even sure it can make a Mount Rushmore, but I'm willing to consider it.
Pokemon Snap was interesting just because, that was the first. I'm trying to think if it probably didn't predate Stadium. It certainly didn't predate the first Stadium we didn't even get in the U.S. But aside from the games that were mostly just like, hey, here's 3D battles, this was the first Pokemon game for the home consoles. It was in 3D. A lot of ways, it was the first real spin-off. Kind of showed the versatility of the franchise. It was a big deal at the time, and I absolutely loved it. Even though it wasn't that much game there, I just played it over and over again because I liked it a lot.
It was a dream rental, and then after a while you start to realize, or at least I realized, it's like, oh man, there's some depth here of like redoing these things and really learning these things. I should just get this game. It was a surprisingly good one. Can I do the other obvious one real quick, Mike? Just
real quick.
Yeah.
I want to just help Chad out because we didn't get Stadium in the US, so there are 3 Pokemon Stadium games in Japan. We didn't get the first one. We called Stadium 2 here just Pokemon Stadium. We called Stadium 3 or Stadium Gold and Silver, whatever they called it. Here we just called that Stadium 2. So that's how that happened.
Okay. Pokemon Go, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
I kind of feel like that's a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. That was a phenomenon, just kind of like the original was, right?
Another Pokemon phenomenon. Yes, exactly. And it's that's the one where I would go outside, be like walking to the bar, and I'd get to the bar and other like adult like couples, like older couples will be playing that game. It was everywhere. It's kind of hard to overstate just how popular it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was, again, like all the normies in my life were all playing it. We were all going out together, getting Pokemon. A lot of them were more into it than I was even. But yeah, you would just go to the park, you go to a college campus. People were just driving around because they would know where, like, there's a good Pokestop behind the Target. So you would just drive behind the Target by the employee entrance or service entrance and just, it was a whole thing. Pokemon Go to the polls. So, yeah, and there's people who still play it, even though it's not like that insane cultural phenomenon was that one summer. It's still a huge moneymaker. Plenty of money. You're right. Pokemon Go absolutely needs to be considered. At least for me, I think the only other mainline one I would consider is Black and White.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways it's sort of the swan song of the kind of, I don't know, original trajectory of Pokemon. It's the last time they did the pixel art. It's the only time they try to be even slightly ambitious with the plot. It feels like, to me, I just like the way that one looks and feels. It's kind of up there with Gold and Silver in terms of feeling like maybe the perfect version of the original idea of what Pokemon should be.
From here, I'm not exactly. I mean, Legends Arceus is not. I don't think important enough or like established enough to be considered, right? And that's the other one I played a lot of. There's some other ones in there here or there, but nothing that feels quite Mount Rushmore worthy. So what else do you have?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Like, there's other spin-offs that I like a lot.
Let's see.
There's the card game. I love. If it was a Mount Rushmore of spin-offs or just my favorite ones, I would put Puzzle League in there for sure.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Love Puzzle League, but I just don't know if it hangs with some of these other mainline ones.
It would look out of place, like if we were to publish the list with Pokemon Puzzle League on there. Like I'm with you. I love that game too. I love that that game that's underlying it. But yeah, I just don't think it would work on a Mount Rushmore of Pokemon games.
Yeah, exactly. And like Pokemon Pinball, also very good.
Sure.
Does that quite make it? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I'd be willing to hear
Pinball.
that one. Like the other ones, like Mystery Dungeon. I never touched any of those.
I never really got into the Mystery Dungeon games very much. No. And then,
well, you're a huge Unite guy. You just love that MOBA so much.
Yeah,
so.
Just love the MOBA, and don't you get me going on Hey You Pikachu.
Of course. Right? Yeah, you got that mic.
Yeah,
that's what you're using that microphone for this podcast right now. So yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon Dash, that's the awful kind of racing game for the DS. Remember that one?
Yeah.
No one likes
barely.
that one.
Yep. There's a lot of forgettable ones for sure. So I think like as far as the spinoffs are covered, we are covered with like Snap and Go, I think. And maybe Pinball if you want to throw that out there.
It's like there's another tier where Pinball, TCG Pocket, and Puzzle League to me. Like that's the tier below that. I just don't know. Maybe when we have Sean check our homework here, we can see if we're right or not. I mean, any of the later like Stadium likes, because the Coliseum games on GameCube got a bit more advanced, right? I don't know if it's quite enough to be like this is one of the 4 most important Pokemon games. Is Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness kind of thing.
I think you're right. I think it's like it's worth mentioning here, maybe, but it probably doesn't quite pop in. But again, I could be wrong. I might have my finger off the pulse of Pokemon.
I almost, even though this is just 5 games, I think we probably have the Mount Rushmore here.
Yeah, probably. Like, it's like if it wasn't, it'd be like Heart Gold, right? Like it'd be some of the remakes of these games.
Right, like maybe you just make it, it's like part of me is like, do you just make it Heart Gold and Soul Silver instead of Gold and Silver?
Do we want to just consider Yellow a separate one and put that up there as well?
Yeah, Yellow's just...
I know what it is, yeah.
I mean, Crystal is what maybe we would do instead. In fact, save set Gold Silver, just put Pokemon Crystal, because I think it's everybody's favorite of all the kind of third one of those things. Game, It just made Gold and Silver even better, and it kind of looks a little bit more interesting than just like the sequel to Red and Blue. Exactly. It is other mainline ones people like we don't have Emerald or Ruby and Sapphire. I like Ruby and Sapphire, but I just don't think it's quite stands out to me as much as Gen 2 or Gen 5. Same thing with like Diamond and Pearl. Like Gen 3 and Gen 4, they're both very good. They're very solid. They're just not super spicy to me, I guess.
Right. All right. So what do we have? We have Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Black and White.
I think you just get rid of Pokemon Snap.
I think you're probably right.
I think that's probably correct.
Yeah, I think you're right. That feels like a pretty easy move to make when in the face of all these. All right. So then, Mike, what is our Mount Rushmore of Pokemon games?
Well, before we have teacher check our homework, we are thinking it is Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Black and White. Can you do me a favor and swap Black and White and Go, just because then it's chronological?
Sure. Yeah, I can.
My stupid brain.
Yeah, I can help you out with that.
Sean, what do you think?
You got so close, man. You got close. You got 3 out of 4.
Okay.
You fucked up because first, you need Red and Blue. That's that's the George Washington. You need Red and Blue.
Right.
You need Snap. Snap is the representative of the spin-off games.
I could see that, yeah.
You need Go. It's not just the biggest Pokemon game. It's one of the biggest things to exist on planet Earth ever. It's like, if you look at the numbers, there's re-downloads in there and stuff, but the number of downloads is like 1 in 6 people on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It was insanely huge. So you need those 3. And then the last spot I do think is almost like a 3-way tie. I would just say Gold and Silver for simplicity. That's like where a generation fell off. Emerald is where my generation got solidified as Pokemon fans. I think Stadium also would be acceptable one there because Stadium is also beloved too. So I think you got 3 out of 4. I would have look, Black and White is one of my favorites, but I would not have chosen that over Snap.
What if we let me know if this is like a compromise. If we get rid of Black and White, we get rid of Crystal, we put in Snap, and then we put in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which is the Black and White Gen era remake of Gold and Silver. So I think a lot of people, you still ask them, what's the best Pokemon game to play right now? Even they'll still say Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
So I would not be opposed to that. I do think that's the difference between like the way you guys think of the Mount Rushmore versus the way I do. Because I would say, because Gold and Silver is so iconic, I would put Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
But Heart Gold Soul Silver is the better game.
I think it's Heart Gold and Soul Silver itself has become iconic in its own way.
Yeah, it definitely has. It's in a different way though. So that's why I say I don't think Heart Gold Soul Silver is like a wrong pick either.
All right, yeah. I'm doing Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Oh, they're one word, right? Soul Silver.
Yeah, you got it with the intercapping.
The intercap. Okay, and then Pokemon Snap. Okay, so Mike, what is our corrected Mount Rushmore Pokemon games?
Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Pokemon Snap, and Pokemon Go.
Looks right to me.
That feels pretty good.
I like that. I like that list. Yeah, Pokemon Snap was always like right there. I mean, that's the reason I said it, like the third or whatever. All right. Yeah, let's get this posted. And Mike, let's give the show back over to you. I don't know why I'm talking.
I like it when you talk. You're a good talker, man.
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
talk
Appreciate
too to say talking time done now moment.
Ooh.
Talking time back soon. And we are back. Jeff, been playing anything on your Switch 2?
Yeah, more Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm kind of really like blindly feeling my way through this game. I've decided I really need to kind of get some help. Some of it's like just, hey, they definitely told me to go over to this right side of the screen in the UX and apply the abilities, my learned skills over there. And I just didn't for a battle or two, and that was my bad for sure. There is like some quirks of the job system that like I don't think they fully explained of like, okay, I need to learn this here and then apply it to that character when they're a different job. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of these things. And then even when I do that, I am running into some battles where it's like, this is way too hard. There's more of them. They're all higher level. They all have way more damage. Am I supposed to go grind? And that's what I'm doing now, because I'm not opposed to grinding. I just kind of don't. It was like it got sprung on me in a way that felt kind of early. And so I'm like, I'm just trying to feel my way through the game because I really like it. There's so much cool stuff there, but I do feel like it's kind of pushing me away a little bit, and I need to push my way through it, which again I want to do.
Yeah, I have not played it yet. To my shame, still really want to start this very soon. My guesses is that I think this is one of those games where looking at a little tips guide before you play,
yes.
learning a little bit about and I get like some of the fun is like I want to figure out what the best job combos are myself. It's probably nice to at least know some like things you should be doing, because especially these are older games, even if they've been rebalanced, sometimes some jobs are just not very good.
Yep,
and it can be a bit of a trap.
And I think that's one of the things I learned from like looking some stuff up because of this, taking that exact advice of looking up a tips guide or a getting started tips guide, was like, oh yeah, the Squire job that you start with is like actually really good for a long time for some of these early characters. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I probably was jumping to other things a bit too fast, but at the same time, you do kind of have to like jump around a little bit so you can learn how to apply items. Like a lot of characters just can't use a potion until you teach them how to use a potion.
If it's like Final Fantasy V, I think it's very smart to max out a job before you move to a new one.
Right.
Maybe it's not like that though.
I just, despite it being my job in many contexts right now, I don't love being a squire. I'm like, there's all these other fun things.
What? I thought you were my squire though.
No, but I don't need to do it in a video game. I do it so well in real life. I think the people are mentioning it for the main character Squire is really good. I'm like, I need to like just ride that for a while for sure, and have some fun with some of these other characters that I'm hiring from the various towns and stuff like that. I love that bullshit though. Going to towns, buying gear and hiring people to join the army and naming them if I want, but kind of not getting too attached because I probably will lose some of them. It's a good time.
Also, to like the other point, I wouldn't be shocked that this is a game where you do need to do some grinding. Even honestly, in old school Final Fantasies, there is usually a lot of early game grinding. That's a lot of the first 5 hours of Final Fantasy 1, for example, is kind of grinding. So that might just be part of the DNA here.
Right, and there was for a second there, I was like, how do I grind? It's like, oh, if I just go back to these previous nodes on the map, I can, sometimes it'll just automatically send me in there, be like, oh, you got attacked. And then other times, if I just click on it again, it's like, okay, do you want to just do a battle? Cool. And it's they have been interesting each time. It's not the exact same battle every time. They will randomly like pepper in the enemies of different types. And there's at least a handful of nodes I can go to right now where I can kind of go back and forth and get skilled up. And I'm just going to level up the characters I bring into that battle a little bit and make sure that everyone can use potions on themselves. And I think that'll make a huge difference.
Anything else, Jeff?
Not too much. I'm doing some stuff over on the Steam Deck, playing some games can't talk about yet. We did play a bunch of golf games last week, including Mario Golf. There's a lot of good golf games on the Switch. Golf Story, Mario Golf is still excellent. Neo Turf Masters is on there. What is it called? Big Tournament Golf?
Big Tournament Golf or something?
That's
it's got a different name for.
Yeah.
Why did they have to change the name? How's Neo Turf Masters?
Right. It was some naming right thing. I don't know. There's so many golf things out there. I wouldn't be surprised if like Turf Masters was a name that was trademarked, I should say. But yes, it's annoying and stupid because Neo Turf Masters is such a good name, and Big Tournament Golf is not. Those are good games. Neo Turf Masters is one that is still worth picking up on your Switch and just having at all times if the mood ever strikes you. Like that's an easy recommend for people who watched us do golf. Watched us do Golf Week and say, hey, which one of these should I pick up? Yeah, that one's affordable and fun to this day. Kirby's Dream Course, we played some of that. That's awesome on NSO. Highly recommend that one as well. These are just good, solid games.
I checked out that Trails in the Sky first chapter remake, and I did that on Switch too. Even on like the Mega Man, I just like, I have the Switch Yuko, so I'll just capture card this sucker. I talked about my thoughts on the game. I was really enjoying it. I'm finding some of the story stuff, the voice acting for the main character. It's rough. It's also rough in a way because, this is a remake. And when I first played that game, it's like when you read the book and then you see the movie, Like I had an idea in my head what this character sounded like. And then like what she's sounding like in this game now, I'm like, this isn't what I was imagining. It's like a character I really liked is now kind of annoying me. And it's sort of a strange feeling.
It is, would be like for you, would be turning off the voices like be an option you would consider?
If I could turn them off, maybe actually. Yeah, but I don't know if you could turn them off. You could switch it to Japanese, which doesn't entirely solve that problem, to be honest. So I think I just kind of got to get over it a little bit, which I can do because the combat is phenomenal and the game looks great. It looks great on Switch 2. This is the game that is like Nintendo Switch 2 edition-fied. So it's taking advantage of that hardware and is just looking like how you would expect this game to look on pretty much any platform. So that is nice to see. Somebody's still very curious about third-party games and how they're looking on the Switch 2. It's encouraging because there's like a lot of RPGs and JRPGs of this tier that I want to have Switch 2 ports, and I want them to look good, and this is a very promising sign of that. So, hopefully get like more Ys games, more Trails, more Tales of ports, like that tier of games in the genres, just heading over there and looking fantastic.
Can I ask a quick question just because the time of year, separate from this? Is Resident Evil 1, this is a game I'm in the mood to play right now. Is Resident Evil 1 on Switch? If it happened, I just wasn't paying attention at the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could just get the HD remaster.
Right, so I was thinking like all a lot of the Resident Evil games were on Switch. I bet there. Okay, man, I'm in the mood for that, and that feels like that would be a great place to play that right now. Yeah. I've been thinking about Resident. I was watching a Sean Johnson video about all the Capcom games, and he thought about like tank controls. I'm like, God, I miss tank controls. I thought he was crazy when he said that he thinks tank controls should still be used in the games, but like I'm with him for defending tank controls.
Well, in this HD version, you can use the analog stick, which I have to admit, it's nice because you can really, you kind of juke out the zombies pretty easy that way. It feels a little bit like cheating because it is, but it's also very satisfying. I love that game. I haven't actually done a Chris playthrough yet. When I played that game, it was as Jill.
I definitely played
Chris
as
Jill.
I don't know if I ever played as
Chris is kind of hard mode because
Right.
he has less inventory space, and this is already a game where you don't have much inventory space. Yeah. So having even just 2 less slots makes things more difficult. But it's it's fun. You interact with Claire instead of Barry, which I like both of those side characters quite a lot. You also don't get the grenade launcher. You get the flamethrower, right. I believe, which again is actually a bit more difficult. I think the grenade launcher is generally a better weapon. So yeah, there's all sorts of reasons to go back.
I might pop that on because that'd be one I would like to play like before bed or whatever. Yeah, that sounds like a good time to me.
Thank you, audio. I meant Rebecca, not Claire. Excuse me, Rebecca. Rebecca Chambers, the medic with the short hair.
Of course, yeah. I just have the CGI or not the FMV version of her is playing in my head right now. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks too plucky.
Yeah,
in the
super plucky. It's crazy. Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know if you belong here.
Yeah, especially right after Barry or whatever. It's like who's like this gruff guy. Yeah,
classic Barry.
Oh, Barry.
I do love me Barry.
How about you? What are you playing?
Yeah, I mean, aside from Troska, it actually has been a lot of Hades 2 still even on my Switch. Much to my surprise, when I finally beat the hardest boss in the game, which I think is Super Chronos, whatever that's called, when you do the rivals buff on him. I actually did that on my Switch 2, which surprised me because it is a little harder playing that game on Switch 2 as opposed to PC, just because there is a lot of stuff happening on screen. Even when I'm playing on my PC sometimes.
You're not the only one saying this to me, by the way. Like I've had other people say that they like to play it on the TV better because of this.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. So I was shocked when I actually did have my best run. I just was so powerful that I was able to do it. On my Switch too. I think I was just so strong that, and I also had a build where I was doing a special attack that was making me invulnerable, and that was kind of the key actually.
Right.
Like, I actually need some defense stuff here. So it didn't matter how much bullshit there was. I was just kind of making myself invisible to a lot of it there for a while. So, and now that I've done that, there's still some things I want to do because there's some big post-game things I haven't accomplished yet. And the weird thing is a lot of it isn't even about doing runs. I'm almost doing runs more just to progress days and get more ambrosia and the other stuff to, progress my relationships. That's what I actually care about. So I actually have turned off all the Knights Challenge stuff and just kind of doing chill runs. And that's kind of fun in its own way, just seeing how powerful I can get, leveling up trinkets, making friends with the gods, just seeing just going, beating up on monsters while I watch a really long YouTube video about the Dagger of Amun-Ra, the Sierra online adventure game from 1994 or whatever. Shout out to One Short Eye. So yeah, it's been good for that. The problem is okay, actually now that I started Troll Sky, it's really good. I wouldn't mind playing more of that, but also I want to try Tactics. I think what I want to do is play a couple hours of Tactics. Now that I did a couple hours of Chosen Sky, and then from there see which one I really want to play through. And I bet that probably is going to be Tactics just because I have felt so bad, a fake Final Fantasy fan forever for not having played through that one. So probably going to do that. But those are my next moves. But I still see myself, as I say that, especially if I'm pretty tired when I go to bed and I only want to play games for a little bit, just doing a Hades 2 run still sounds really pleasant.
Excellent. Beyond that, not much time for anything else other than keeping up on a bunch of games that are coming out that, again, mostly we can't talk about yet.
All right, Jeff, I think we got a couple more super chats, then we can probably get out of here.
Let me catch up. I think we got one more. Oh, no, maybe two more here. Yeah, El Grug says, and this is a reference to his, to the debate you guys were talking about doing about Mega Evolutions.
Yeah.
Do the debate during Jan's stream. Don't tell him.
That'd be good, Sean.
That'd be fun if you guys just showed up.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
James Pye says, Mike, can you meet us halfway with a GB travel thermos? These people will not get off your ass about this.
I know. I don't know. Can you even make thermoses in the store? Because otherwise I have to find a separate supplier and then they have to warehouse them. And that was one of the issues with the bug was that we didn't do it through the store necessarily. I think it was it's called 3PL. And the problem was we're out of them, but the store kept selling them. Now, supposedly the store won't do that anymore. There's still a couple issues with
but he's been traumatized.
A shirt running out of a color. And then of course I have to email people hey, they're out of this color. Do you want a new color? You want me to just cancel the order? Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. That's my job. But with the mugs, it just got out of control how many problems there were.
And it was like a rough introduction, right? To like, because that was like
it was like
thing
the very first thing I had to do because everybody bought these mugs. I believe when it wasn't even when the Independence announced. I think it was when everyone thought Drive Home was going away.
Right.
So there was like a rush to buy merch. So I came into the store. It's like there's a backlog of people's issues with the store, and almost like 95% of them were worth this mug. So I had to take care of it. All right.
Yep. No more super chats.
Stuff. We did some good work here today. Thank you, everybody. We got some Pokemon. We'll be able to talk about Pokemon, I guess. Here. So what's funny is we're going to be doing Gamers Decides while Jan is going to be playing Pokemon, I think. So
that's right. Yeah.
Right. We'll have to check in on him live.
No, we should get Jan on Gamers Decides, you know?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
We can patch him in. Yeah, we'll see how he's doing.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited to try that game out.
Yeah, me too.
We can get out of here.
All right, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, it's got a button music, don't I? There we go. I told you I'm not feeling good.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
We did good stuff here.
Yep, good show, everybody.
Did I tell you my barbecue joke?
No.
So there's a guy. I really wanted to do something special for his party, so he got a prime brisket, giant piece of meat. The night before, he trimmed it, got rid of some of the excess fat. It liberally seasoned it and kind of set it out to rest so that the seasoning can really penetrate deep into the meat. And he actually he put it back in the fridge and kind of really let everything kind of brine. It's called a dry brine in barbecue. He woke up very early the next day so he could put it in the smoker as soon as possible so that hopefully it would be ready in time for this party. Thank you, Bubsy. But, briskets take a while, and sometimes they're temperamental. They don't cook as fast as you want them to. People started showing up, and the food wasn't ready still. Everyone's like, wait, where's the brisket? Like, it's not ready. I can't pull it off yet. So people are waiting, like, hours go by in the party. People are hungry, kind of pissed. Finally, he takes the brisket off. Now, brisket has two muscles. There's the lean meat. There's the kind of the fattier meat. Sometimes it's called the point meat. So everyone's like, okay, we're going to finally eat. So he's like, no, it's got to rest. All right, fine, let it rest. So he rests it for an hour, which is what you're supposed to do, but kind of obnoxious when people are hungry and waiting. Then he comes back out with a tray. He took the fatty end and he cut it into cubes for burnt ends. He's like, okay, now I got to put this back on the grill and let that tack up with the sauce for a while there. And everybody was like, oh my God, we're hungry now. He's like, oh, don't worry. I took the lean meat and I made slices. You can start eating now. So his friend, yanks it from him. He's like, finally, takes a bite of it.
All right, you're out.